You ever wonder what the best ski resorts in Utah and the Ikon Pass are? Well, I skied each of those resorts 2 times this season, and I'm here to share my thoughts.
Oh my goodness.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Hawkin and I'm a recent college graduate searching for the next adventure, sharing my experiences and learnings along the way. In this video, we're talking Ikon Pass, specifically my complete ranking of the Utah resorts. Now, quick disclaimer, this is my very first ski season out west and only my second ski season overall, like full season. I consider myself a beginner. During the early parts of the season, I was skiing mostly greens and blues, and then towards the end of the season, I started experimenting more and doing some blacks and going a little bit off trail. But if you're looking for someone to provide advice on the best resorts that have expert runs or really steep stuff, I'm not your person. This is more a beginner's look at my favorite Utah resorts. Another thing, literally every resort here is a blast. Even if I rank them on the bottom, it was still so much fun to ski out here, and it blew my expectations out of the water being from the Midwest. With that, here's my full ranking right here. If that is what you were looking for, that's all you need to see. But I invite you to stick around so I can explain why I rank the resorts this way. Starting from the bottom of the list, we have Brighton. I skied Brighton a lot during the early parts of the season, but I just don't have that many memorable runs from Brighton. That's why I'm placing it near the bottom. Now, I will note, they have a really awesome terrain park. If park skiing or snowboarding is your kind of thing, you'll love Brighton. It's just not something that I'm particularly interested in. Another great part about Brighton, though, is its huge parking lot, and it's also a free parking lot. Brighton's a great place to drive in with friends, do some tailgating in between your ski runs, so I do love Brighton for that, but still it's going to be at the bottom of my list. Next on the list, we have Solitude. Now, Solitude is the only Utah resort that has unlimited days on the Ikon Pass. That's a huge bonus. Even though it's so low on my list, I still had some great times at Solitude. In fact, a couple of my favorite runs out of all the resorts are at Solitude. Main Street is a great wide open blue, and everything around Eagle Express was pretty fun as I got better at skiing towards the end of the season. Solitude does charge for parking, but the more people you carpool with, the lower the price of parking is, which I think is pretty cool. Overall, solid resort, nothing too special to put it up at the top, but still a ton of fun. Next, we have ULTA, one of Utah's ski-only resorts. Some people will probably be surprised ULTA isn't higher as it's a favorite of a lot of locals. Now, I will admit, I didn't get to ski a ton at ULTA and explore all their terrain, but when I did, I had a ton of fun. There are many different great areas to check out, and their facilities near the center are really, really nice. The one major downside of ULTA is parking. Parking on weekends requires a $25 reservation. Parking reservations can be a good thing. It helps ease the traffic in the canyons and keeps pollution out of the air. So I'm not against the idea of parking, but it's just something to consider, and if you weren't aware about that going in, you could be pretty disappointed. But again, ULTA is going to come in at number 3 for me. Coming in at second place on the list, we have the other resort that shares days with ULTA on the Ikon Pass, Snowbird. The runner-up spot, really solid resort. I'll get back to sharing days in a second, but let's talk about Snowbird first. Snowboard is fun. There are great groomed runs, wide open bowls, fun tree areas to explore, and so much more. In retrospect, it's really interesting to me that I ranked Snowbird so highly because I had one of my worst days of the season there. I just kept falling, everything was packed in, and it was not a fun day. But that's just a testament to how fun Snowbird can be on a good day. When snow falls, honestly, I think Snowbird might be the best resort in Utah. Powder days are unmatched there. The mineral basin at Snowbird is one of the coolest things I've ever seen skiing. It's a basin at the top of the mountains in between Snowbird and ULTA. Super high up, it's usually not very busy. You can farm a lot of runs really quickly here. And also, Peruvian Tunnel is so sick. It starts at Snowbird's main area at the top of the Peruvian lift, and you go through a mountain. Through a mountain, you can learn about the history in the area from mining and see some really cool pictures from a long time ago. It eventually drops you off into Mineral Basin, and yeah, you can tear it up skiing there. Now back to the shared days for a second. On the full Ikon Pass, you only get 7 days to share between ULTA and Snowbird, 5 if you have the base pass. At face value, that's kind of a bummer that you get less days overall. However, ULTA and Snowbird connect at the top of Mineral Basin, as well as some other areas, so you can ski both of them in one single day and only use one day off your Ikon Pass. So it's not actually as bad as I thought originally. You don't have to actually leave the mountain to get to the other resort. You can connect between the two and have a fun day at both. Alright, number 1. You could probably already guess by now, I ranked Deer Valley number 1 overall. The only downside for me about Deer Valley is that it's in Park City and it's a little bit longer for me to get there from Salt Lake City. And sorry to disappoint snowboarders, but this is another ski-only resort. Once you arrive at Deer Valley though, it is incredible. They have shuttles that circle around the parking lot to pick you up and take you to the front area of the lodge, and the skiing is amazing. The resort is just huge, absolutely massive. There is so much you could do throughout the day, so much terrain to explore. So you start right by the lodge. There's this one peak that has all of the different areas that you can ski down, and then on the back side of that, there's 3 separate mountains, each with their own lift and own runs to explore out there too. I skied there I think 2-3 times this season, and I still didn't touch all of the terrain they had. Amazing. In my opinion too, I think Deer Valley has the best groomed runs in Utah, especially if you're at the level of skiing similar to what I am. I kind of stick mostly to blues. They have some really fun blue runs. Some of the best are near Sterling Express and Wasatch Express. There's a whole collection of blue runs right there, wide open. You can do all kinds of turns and have a blast. I also had my eyes on a lot of the tree runs at Deer Valley. As I get to become a better skier, get some wider skis next season, I'm going to be looking to do a little more off-trail stuff, and they look like they had some great opportunities to ski in the trees. Well, that wraps up my list. Hope you enjoyed my ranking of all the resorts in Utah on the Ikon Pass. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, or if you just have any thoughts in general about these resorts. Which one's your favorite? I already have my Ikon Pass bought for next year. Can't wait for next season as I get even better at skiing, start exploring some more intense runs. It should be fun. Make sure to subscribe so you can see my ranking of the ski resorts next year. I also post videos of my days at the resorts, do little recaps, show what some of my experiences are like on powder days, on other days, anything and everything. It's really fun to take the GoPro out there and show you guys what a ski day looks like for me. In the meantime, as we switch over to summer, I have many camping and travel plans lined up, so again, I would love it if you subscribed and followed along for that too. But with that, I'll sign off. Hope you have a good rest of your day.